Alright y'all, I'm out here in the middle of the street at night with my shitty iPhone 6 video because it's time to learn about night photography. So there's like literally no one out here right now. I'm going to try to find a slightly busier street to film on, but you want to make sure that you're starting out with your camera, a tripod, and in my bag of tricks, which I'll pull out in a minute, I've got a couple of flashlights and some gels for when it comes time to night painting. Let me find somewhere to shoot. So I'm going to take a photo of this house, and so far I have set up my camera on the tripod. It's probably too dark for you to see anything. But with my settings, focus. One of the things that I want you to notice is I am starting out on tungsten for my white balance. And for these, I want us to have at least seconds in our exposure. Okay, a couple of things to notice about this image. I shot it with a very low ISO. That's because I wanted my shutter speed to be longer. So I was at 3 seconds. I also have my white balance here at tungsten or incandescent. That's going to be the temperature we want to start at with night photography. The other thing that I want you to notice is the lighting. So as you're focusing your camera, you want to try to focus on the points of contrast. So those points of contrast are going to be the bright areas in the photo. That's going to really help you to get good focus. As you're reviewing your histogram, you want to make sure that you do have dark tones and that you're going up to at least about mid-tones. If you don't have the full histogram for your night photography, that's okay, but we should have at least about half of it there. Alright, so I found this literal pile of garbage. Let's see if I can here. The super orange white bulb. And we're going to go ahead and shoot this image. Now, this is a really high contrast situation. As you can see, we've got this super bright light here, and everything else is going to be pretty dark. So this is going to be an excellent opportunity to use the HDR technique. Okay, here is a slightly more exciting scene. Slightly. One of the things with night photography, especially when you have all of these lights going around, you want to make sure your lens is clean. That way you don't get too many flares. But I already went ahead and metered for the scene. I have my camera on a timer. And there we go. Now, because my camera is on a timer, I really need to practice with anticipation and knowing how long the shutter is going to take. I have a 2-second timer on. Okay, now when the other light turns yellow here, I'm going to go ahead and start my timer because I know that means that these guys are going to start soon. Opened. Finally, my straights are about to go. So I'm going to keep on taking pictures here while these cars are kind of actually going, and that's going to create the motion of the light trails. So this is going to be my next scene, and I'm going to kind of stand in the middle in here and hold up my light. Now, what I've done over here is put a gel over my light. So when I turn it on, it's going to be a red colored light. And if you point it directly at the camera, it's going to leave a mark wherever that flashlight is. You could also use the flashlight to illuminate your subject. And I'm going to do some writing with this particular one. And one thing that you want to remember, if you are going to write, you need to do it backwards.